Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be looking at a couple of knives that I recently picked up at Walmart, but I also wanted to share kind of like my insights as far as Walmart knives go and what role they play within the knife and maybe EDC community. So I have a couple of knives here on the right. These are some of Walmart knives that I've picked up in the past. Now the one thing that all the knives that you see in front of you here have in common is that they're all by Ozark Trail, which is Walmart's brand. Now this knife right here, if you guys are into the knife community, EDC community, this is, I want to say maybe last year or year before, I know somewhat recent, the knife that kind of blew up and everybody was reviewing, everybody was running out there and picking it up because it was the transition from, just your regular cheap old knife from Ozark Trail at Walmart to something that, some folks would want to go ahead and carry because of the look and feel and the action and stuff like that. Obviously, these are a little bit over $5 knives. So that's the whole saying, you get what you pay for. That is basically what you get here. It's hit or miss from what you're going to get. Some of them work great. Obviously, they had the lock right here, crossbar lock, or whatever it is that they called it, very reminiscent of the Benchmade lock, and that's what kind of drew a lot of people to it. It was a really cool color. It had a deep right clip, so it had everything that a lot of folks that are looking for EDC knives or in the knife community were interested in, but at a really really cheap price. Now again, there's a difference between cheap and inexpensive. In my opinion, this is a cheap price. Cheap price means that the quality is not 100% there and it is a low price, versus inexpensive is something that you have a really good quality, but it's just at a lower price. So that's the way I see it. Now, what you see up here is a triple pack combo that they also came out with. These were a little bit different just because they did not have the tip up clip, which a lot of people, or I'm sorry, the tip up carry with the clip, which a lot of people look for. These were hit or miss, so the clips were actually tipped down. On all three of these, I believe. Yes. Now, the reason that I picked this one up was because each blade had a different shape. So this one is more of a cleaver with a flipper there. This one, as you guys can see, it's a little bit different shape. But I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm pretty much struggling to deploy these, and this is after me, messing around with them and this and that. So I actually did a video on these, and I said that these were horrible. For the price, I would not have picked them up. But again, it's hit or miss, like I mentioned. So I'll set these off to the side. I just wanted to kind of show you guys kind of the progression from Ozark Trail. And I think this past, usually the knives get released throughout the year, but they very heavily looked at during the holiday. So this past holiday, they released a lot of different styles, and I think some folks have done reviews on some of these. I was actually at a different Walmart today, and they had these available, so I decided to go ahead and pick them up. But I think this is a great progression from where they started to where they were kind of like a year ago to where they are before. And I think they're continuously getting better. As you guys can see, there is 3 knives here, 2 folders, and a flex blade. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. This is the standard packaging that you would find these normally in. You'll sometimes see this like in an end cap. You'll see them obviously around the kind of fishing and camping section, or maybe the firearm section if your Walmart has one. They might be hanging, they might be in a little rack that they stand up like this. So again, different places. So this says that it's a 7-inch folding knife, stainless steel blade, and then it says polypropylene handle. So I actually saw a review that somebody did on this knife, and they tend to like it, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up. Again, this knife was $5 at Walmart. So for $5, I could easily see myself picking this up. This is this would be a great beater knife, a great knife for somebody that's maybe starting out, maybe a younger person or something like that, starting out at carrying a knife, if that's the case, if you're able to and legal to do that. Now this one does have that locking mechanism, which they call the shaft lock. It's a 3-inch stainless steel blade, and it does have a pocket clip. So let me see if I can get into this without needing another knife to do so. Yep, okay, pretty easy there. And now I'll just rip the packaging here. Again, not very safe, but there we go. All right, there we go. knife is out. It does have a little tip protector here, so really nice blade shape here. It comes to a pretty aggressive tip there. The handle feels pretty interesting. It feels like plastic, obviously. I do like the little blue kind of pivot collar right there, and then the shaft lock here. So let's see here if it does close. All right, pretty stiff. You do have the thumb studs on either side, and then you do have some jimping right up there. So in the hand, it's somewhat comfortable. I mean, it's not the most comfortable knife, but you know, again, if this was my only knife and I had to carry it and stuff like that, then that wouldn't be too bad. Pretty interesting clip there. It's kind of folded over, and then pretty deep right. So interesting. Again, for $5, you know, obviously you'd have to work it in. It is a little bit difficult to get it closed. I do have to use my fingers right here and kind of rest it on the clip because I want to make sure that my hand is out of the way or they're out of the way. Centering is dead center, which is obviously a plus for a $5 knife. And lockup is pretty tight, no blade play up or down, left or right. So again, if this was your only knife that you had to rely on, then I think for $5 you really can't go wrong. But again, I do want to showcase it because I think there's folks out there that might be either getting into knives or something like that, that they want to, you know, see what different options are available. It is pretty sharp, I can tell you that. So that's good. So that is a plus with that one. Let's go ahead and take a look at this other one here. Again, this does say 7-inch folding knife, stainless steel blade, and then this does have a stainless steel handle. So I had not seen this one before. I'd seen one similar, and I think it had a plastic handle, but I've never seen the one with the stainless steel handle. So that's how I went ahead and picked this guy up. Now it does say that it has a frame lock. So as you can see, you know, that's obviously, instead of it being a liner lock like most other, you know, knives $5 range would be, a frame lock is obviously an upgraded feature of knives. So again, this one was $5 as well. So for a $5 knife to come with a frame lock, stainless steel handle, and a stainless steel blade, that's pretty good. As you can see by the clip here, it is also tip up carry, which is what most people want. So let's go ahead and use this one. I don't want to butcher my hand again trying to open this one, but again, this cut pretty nicely. And we'll go ahead and take this guy out. The little blade protector did fall off. But here it is. Again, this is more of a like a Warncliffe, maybe somewhat cleaver blade there. So it's pretty interesting. Pretty comfortable in the hand. It is, even though it's all stainless steel, it's not too heavy, but it is very thin. It feels very thin in the hand, which is nice. You know, it's not going to be a big, heavy knife. As you can see, it does have this pretty nice like tumbled look to it, both on the blade and on the handle as well. And as I mentioned, it is a frame lock, so lockup very, very tight. Let's go ahead and disengage it. Well, you do have to push way over to disengage the lock. It's super, super stiff. As far as centering, again, this one is pretty centered as well. You do have thumb studs, but you also have a flipper. Let's go ahead and try the flipper. I'm going to give it a little wrist action because, you know, based on closing it, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a little stiff. Oh, no, pretty good. It opened up nice. Again, very nice lockup. Let's see. Not as sharp as the other one there. You could probably touch it up. But again, for $5, you know, if this was the only knife you had, this is a perfect knife, nice beater knife. You do have a really big lanyard hole right there, which is nice. I didn't mention this one does have a lanyard hole in the back right there also. So if you wanted to throw a lanyard, you could. But I'm really, really liking this one just because of the way that it looks, and then the feel in the hand. Obviously, because it's such a smaller handle, the blade is not going to go that much in there, but you know, it is in there. So again, deploying it, you do have to give it a little bit of wrist action there. So yeah, and if you want to take it apart, maybe throw some oil in there or something like that, you are able to lock up. As you can see, it goes all the way there. Probably about 50% on the lockup on that frame lock. But again, pleasantly surprised with this guy. And then last but not least, I wanted to go ahead and showcase this one here. As you can see, this is a fixed blade knife, 7-inch fixed blade knife, stainless steel blade, and then again the polypropylene handle. So this is going to have a very similar handle to this one. The main difference is this one is going to be textured. But I can see some commonalities, you know, the black handle with the blue hardware. This one here, the blue pivot collar there. So I don't know if they're part of the same line or something like that. Pretty interesting sheath here. Nothing, you know, to write home about. But again, 3-inch stainless steel blade, 4-inch polypropylene handle, and then sheath included. So let's go ahead and open this guy up to see what it's all about. Now, part of the reason why I picked this knife up, and it's because I wanted to showcase the difference between the fixed blades and the folders. So again, depending on what you need, they've got you covered. But this guy was actually $4.50. So it's actually 50 cents cheaper than the folders. So that was pretty interesting. Let's see if we can get the sheath out without breaking it. All right, there we go. So taking a look at the knife first, again, 7 inches overall, 4-inch handle, 3-inch blade. Very, very lightweight, nice and slim. Feels really comfortable in the hand. It is full tang, as you guys can see. So again, for $4.50, you're getting a nice full tang handle. The polypropylene handle, and with that texturing on it, it makes it really, really comfortable, and it's fairly grippy. You do have some jimping in the back right here, but it's so spread out, and it's just, you know, because it's covered with whatever the coating on the blade here is, very, very smooth. So if you wanted to, I would probably maybe take a file and file off some of that coating in between there to make it a little bit more grippy if, you know, you're expecting to need your thumb to lock in there. Obviously, as you guys can see, this is a Tonto blade. Let's see. All right. I mean, it definitely needs a little bit of touching up as far as the sharpness of it goes, but you know, this is I would say it's a little too big to be a neck knife, but it's definitely a nice little backup knife if that's all you had. Let's go ahead and put it into the sheath here. All right, it locks in there pretty nice. No rattle or anything like that. You do have a little bit of a thumb ramp right here with some jimping there to push up and retrieve the knife. So again, it comes out very smoothly, and it locks up in there very nice. Now you do have some holes all the way around here. I would guess if you wanted to lash this onto a pack or something like that, you could do that, but you do have the clip back here. I'm not sure. Let me take the knife out so you can take a look at the clip a little bit better. I don't know if it's molded, if it's one-piece mold, but it feels a little loose in there. You know, maybe something to keep an eye on. But again, I probably would not be putting this on my belt. I would be maybe carrying this in a pack or something like that, taking it out to, if I'm going camping or something like that, maybe for some food processing or whatnot, just because I don't know what kind of steel it is. It does say it's stainless steel, but you know, who knows what it is. Obviously, I would touch it up a little bit, but I would not have to worry about this, you know, getting it beat up or anything like that, because again, at sub $5 for a fixed blade knife, you know, especially something in this size, you really can't beat it. Nice huge lanyard hole in the back there, so if you do want to go ahead and throw a lanyard on there, maybe to go around your wrist, that way if you drop it or something like that, you're not going to lose it. But pretty nice little package here. So again, I'm probably way late to the game on these knives, on these Walmart exclusive knives, but I just wanted to showcase not just the knives themselves, but also the progression, as I mentioned, from maybe a year and a half ago with this 3-pack, and then the one that kind of everybody was crazy looking for, to what they have available now within the last maybe 4 or 6 months. I think that it's a great step up. So just looking at this knife here in comparison to this one, they do share some similarities. You know, you have that same shaft lock right there, but obviously this is a lot bigger, a lot bulkier. You know, you have those really thick liners in there. You have the liners on this one also, but you know, they kind of slimmed it down. So more of an EDC carry, in my opinion, with the look of the knife itself. But you know, again, it's a great option to maybe replace this guy with. So again, if you missed out on this one, you wanted to maybe pick something else new, this one would be obviously the option. And then to something like this, where you're stepping up the locking mechanism from the shaft lock to a frame lock here, which is, again, it's a locking mechanism that you would find in maybe more expensive knives than just $5 knives. So just the fact that they did add that, they did keep the tip up right side clip here, and you know, I think it's a great option. It's not completely deep ride, but you know, only what, about half an inch of it sticking out. And again, you have a lanyard hole there if you wanted to add some sort of lanyard to it. You do have the flipper tab, which I can already tell you it is loosening up. I didn't have to flick it that much or wrist flick it to get it open. A nice little blade right there. So again, for $5, really can't beat that either. And then, you know, I've said enough about the fixed blade here. I would definitely pick up the fixed blade. If I had to pick up any of these, it would be the fixed blade for $450, just to have a fixed blade that I can, you know, use and abuse and not have to worry about anything happening to it, maybe picking up a couple of them or something like that. But also as gifts. Again, this is the reason why they come out during the holidays, because a lot of folks pick these up as gifts to give to their loved ones and stuff like that. So somebody that's maybe getting into bushcrafting or camping or something like that, these would be awesome options. And again, maybe if they're getting into EDC and stuff like that, again, somebody younger or somebody that's not well versed on knives and stuff like that, and you kind of want to get them into that, then these would be great options for that. Obviously, you know, with all of these, you want to go ahead and work them in so that they are a little bit more, a little bit easier to deploy and close and stuff like that. But they do have the flippers on these, which is really nice. So that works out. So there it is. Just a look at some of the knives available through Walmart's brand, which is Ozark Trail. I think for the money, they are pretty good. Again, I've done reviews on some of them that weren't that good. If you guys are interested, you can check those out. But I think these are definitely worth the price that you're paying for, $5 and $4.50 for that one. So there it is. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.